Hello, grade 10 in lesson 10.6 in geometry. Lesson 10.6 is talking about the geometric probability. But before we involve in the geometric probability, we have to talk about some concepts. The first concept we have to talk about it today is the experiment. What does it mean of the experiment? The experiment is an activity, like any activity, okay, in which the results are observed, and each result of the experiment is called an outcome. So again, the experiment is an activity. Like مثلا if we said مثلا a fair number of cube is rolled مثلا two times, is rolled two times, or is rolled 6 times. This is an experiment because this is kind of activity. Okay, so the experiment is an activity in which results are observed, and each result of the experiment is called outcome. This is about the experiment. Type. What about the sample space? The sample space is the set of all outcomes of an experiment. The set of all outcomes of an experiment. Type. The sample space is related to the event. Okay? What is the difference between the sample space and the event? The event is any set of the outcomes. Any set. For example, if I said مثلا how many even number, how many odd number, how many number is divisible by 3, this is called an event. So the difference between the sample space and the event, the sample space is a set of all outcomes of an experiment, and the event is any set of the outcomes. Okay, now let's talk about the probability. What is the probability? The probability of an event is a number from 0, start from 0 to 1. Is a number from 0 to 1, where the number which is closer to 0 is less likely. This is less likely. And any number is closer to 1, this is more likely. Okay, this is the probability. Type. Now, what is the theoretical probability? The theoretical probability. The theoretical probability of an event is a ratio. A ratio means number over number. Is a ratio of the number of the outcome of the event. Here the number, the topper number is the number of the outcomes of the event to the number of the outcomes in the sample space. The total outcomes, all set of outcomes here, and here any set of the event. Okay, so P, probability of an event, is the number of outcomes in event over the number of all possible outcomes. All possible outcomes. Again, what is the probability, or what is the theoretical probability? The theoretical probability is a ratio of the number of the outcomes in the event over or to the number of the all possible outcomes of the event. This is part 1 in the lesson. Let's move to number 2 and talking about the main concept of our lesson, which is the geometric probability. Let's go. Bye bye.